Hey everyone. Okay, so I am ready to go. I'm Reese from Yes Supply, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how you can find your passion and then create a passive income business out of the things that you love. So I'm going to be giving you an overview of the different techniques and strategies that you can use to find the right type of business for you, how you can create that passive income, and essentially do something that helps you create the lifestyle that you want to live, and stop trading your time for money and implement systems so that you can have the sort of money that you want coming in, getting your customers in, getting new leads, and connecting with your target audience while you don't have to be in front of your computer screen all day long. So a little bit of a background on me. I founded Yes Supply Co. a year ago, so in May 2016. For when you guys are watching this, I actually started it as a platform for empowerment. So like I said, starting a business or starting a blog because you're passionate about something is the most important part. I started Yes Supply simply as a blog where I talked about my thoughts and beliefs on confidence, on empowering yourself, and on creating the life that you want. I was surrounded by so many people who thought that they couldn't achieve something because, they didn't have the time, they didn't have the resources, they didn't have this or that. You can do it. If anyone else can do it, if everyone else is born with, the same skills, two eyes in their head and two hands and a brain in their head, they can achieve success, and you can too. So I was interviewing a lot of entrepreneurs, getting them to share their secrets and their tips and the obstacles that they had to overcome to become successful. And I became so passionate about working on it, I decided, hey, I need to turn this into a business too. So I did a few different ways of monetization. I started taking some social media and online branding clients, helping people build their blogs, grow their online presence, and connect with their target audience so that they can take clients and make money from the thing that they're good at and the thing that they enjoy doing. I was also selling products, so I was selling social media calendars and a few other products. And I recently launched a membership site, which was the subscription service. So it was partially emails that I would send every single day, full of motivation, inspiration, and would help them connect with the thing that they wanted to do, having a better mindset, and also being taken over by other entrepreneurs who would share their tips. And I'm still doing that to that day. And I've since grown it, so it's not just daily motivational emails, but it is also an amazing membership site where you can log in and get access to courses and masterclasses from entrepreneurs who are sharing their tips on how to find their yes in life, how to become successful, how to build their businesses, but also balance with having the mindset to stay healthy, to stay happy, to stay positive, because, building a business isn't all about the money. It isn't all about the success. You also have to have that lifestyle balance so that you enjoy what you're doing every day. You love what you're doing every day. You're making a positive impact, and having that why behind it is going to be the thing that keeps you motivated to continue on. So I'm going to get into that in just a little bit. So, who creates businesses with passive income? There are a certain type of people who can even create a business with passive income. This is not for everyone. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. It can be a lot of work. No, not can be. It is a lot of work, especially at the beginning. So you have to be somebody who has the vision. You can see the long-term goal. You know where you want to go, and you are willing to put the time and effort and energy to work towards that. People who create businesses with passive income are the ones who are willing to put in a lot of work at the beginning with little results. I see a lot of people who want to start businesses or start blogs or whatever it is, and if they post something and they don't get any comments, or they don't get any likes, or they don't get any traffic, or they don't get any sales, they give up immediately. And creating a passive income business, no matter what it is always work heavy at the beginning, because what you're doing with your content or with your business is you're creating systems that will work for the long term. So if you're not willing and you're not ready to get through that point where nobody is there to, give you a pat on the back, say that you're doing great, give you great testimonials, buy up all your products the second you put it up for sale. You're not going to make it to the long run where you see the money coming in. So you really have to be able to say, I'm willing to put in 3 months, maybe even 5 months, just grinding and just hustling. And it will pay off. It will pay off if you have the right focus and if you're providing value and you're connecting with your customers. But if you cannot put in that work at the beginning, you will not see those results in the end. And the successful people are the ones who didn't get weeded out, and they made it to the end where they got to see the clients and the customers and the success that comes as a payoff from all that hard work and all that smart work. I always like to emphasize to work smart and not work hard. Well, work hard, but mostly work smart, because you can work really, 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 really hard and not see those results in it. And a lot of people who come to me for one-on-one help with building their blogs and building their businesses, it's because they've been putting a lot of work in to their social media or to the online brand, and they're putting all this work in, but they're not doing the right things. They're not setting up systems. So they're putting in a ton of work and they're not seeing those results. So work hard and work smart. Now, who else creates passive income businesses? It's also people who want a lifestyle where they can pick their hours. Because if you're creating a business that is not dependent on you being at a certain place at a certain time, you don't have to show up at the office at 9 and leave at 5, or you don't have to pick up the call to talk to your clients. You get to pick when you want to work. If you wake up in the morning and you want to go to yoga, and then maybe you want to have lunch with a friend, and then do a little bit of shopping in the afternoon because it's sunny, you can come home and work on your business in the evening. Or if you're sick, or if you're busy or you're traveling, you can, work on stuff before or work on stuff after. You get to pick your hours. And last but not least, the person who creates businesses with passive income is somebody who knows how to make systems work for them. The whole foundation of this business, or a big foundation of this business, is making systems. Of course, the other foundation is creating awesome products. It has to be an awesome product. But people who know how to make systems work for them are the ones that are going to go far. Because if you have to sit there and process every payment transaction that goes through and, manually enter your customers into the database and manually ship and send off every single product that you sell, there's only one of you. So there's no way you're going to be able to keep up. Maybe if your business stays small and you're hand batching and you're hand doing everything, you can keep up. But if you want your business to scale to the point that you don't have to work every single day and be able to choose your own hours, you have to be able to implement the right systems. So before I get into it, I do want to ask you, why are you here? What has brought you to this masterclass? What do you want to get out of it? What is your passion? And really take some time to think about that. I started Yes Supply because I had a vision. I had an impact that I wanted to leave on the world. I had a message that I wanted to share with people. I wanted people to know that if there was something that they really wanted to achieve, you have to go out there and ask for it. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to work my 9 to 5, or I don't want to, not be able to fit into my jeans. And you always fixate on the things that you don't want, Fixate on the thing that you do want and ask for it. And once you start asking, that's when you have the opportunity to hear a yes. If you never ask, nobody can tell you yes. A lot of times fear and rejection has you stopping yourself for asking, but you have to get comfortable with the fact that you are going to have to deal with rejection. Entrepreneurship is hard, and there's always people that tell you no, but there's always that light at the end of the tunnel, the person who's going to tell you yes. So ask yourself, why are you here? What sort of impact do you want to leave on the world? Who do you want to help? What do you want to create? How are you going to add value? And what do you want people saying about you when you're not in the room? When I'm not in the room, people tell me that I'm inspiring, that I'm motivational. What do you want people saying about you? And when you answer that question, you're going to know why you are starting on this journey and what you want to lead it into being. So what's your passion? Who do you want to impact? Write this down. Who do you want to impact? Is it teens? Is it moms? Is it people who have, overcome some sort of obstacle in their life, maybe abuse? Are you body positivity and you want to promote people of all different shapes loving themselves? Who do you want to impact? What's your mission? What are you going to change? If you go out there and just create a cookie cutter version of a business that everyone else is doing, maybe it'll work for a bit. Maybe you'll get a few clients, but you're not going to have as much fun because you're just going to be trying to follow a formula of your business. And eventually, if you can start a business that's cookie cutter and that everyone else can do, then everyone else is going to do it and your market is going to become very, very saturated very, very quickly. So who or what are you going to change and what are you going to do differently? And you should really pinpoint what you are going to do differently than anyone else so that you can stand out and people know you for something. Your passion has to be at the heart of the business that you create. And that's going to get you to wake up in the morning feeling excited about the impact, give you that warm, tingly feeling. I want everyone that I work with, everyone who's inspired by me, to be doing something that gives them that warm, tingly feeling at the end of the day. So now that you've sort of nailed down what your passion is, who you want to focus on, and who you want to help, you can kind of start to think about what type of business are you going to start? Because if you want to impact people in a positive way, there's not one certain type of business that you have to start. You can look at what your options are and decide, okay, based on my resources, based on what I currently have and my knowledge and my skills and what I'm good at and what I enjoy doing, then I can decide on a business model that works specifically for me. So what I'm going to take you through today are a few different types of passive income strategies that you can create to build your business. Now, this isn't all of them. There are tons of different types of passive income, but I think by going through these ones, you're going to be able to narrow down, okay, I like this, I don't like that, I'm good at this, I'm not good at that. And if you follow your intuition and follow what, inside your head is saying, I'm sure you're going to find a sort of business model that you think will work for you. So, before you get into it, always start with market research. So instead of spending time creating an item that doesn't sell, do your market research and ensure that your product is going to be viable. So how can you do market research? There are a ton of ways. So you can start off by doing a survey. If you have already started a blog, you already have a following, or if you're part of a community, a Facebook group, I know a lot of you are in the Facebook group, you can actually do a survey or use Facebook polls to find out what do people want, what do people need, what are they looking for. Instead of just having a shot in the dark, trying to guess what people might like, maybe people want to buy rain jackets for their dogs, or maybe people want to buy shirts that go on backwards or go on inside out. You can try and dream up sort of a business type and hope that it works, or you can just straight up ask people. And when you ask people, it's the best way because you're not guessing, you're not going off your path, and you get real feedback from people. And people can give you feedback and they say, oh, well, yeah, you know what? I would kind of like a rain jacket for dogs, but I think I would want to have a hood on it, or it should probably have a zipper, or you know what? I really need one for my cat or my llama. You never know. You never know what people are going to say. You might find a niche that nobody else has hit on before. So definitely get out there, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid of what people will think of you. I know a lot of times you're afraid to put yourself out there and say, hey, I had this idea for a business. I kind of want to start this thing. I don't know if it's going to work. And you're worried that people are going to be like, why are you starting a business? Like, that's not going to work. Or, oh, well, why don't you just keep working at your 9 to 5, or like stick to what you're good at? And you always worry that people are not going to accept what you're doing. But believe me, if you just put yourself out there, you'll find. If you just put yourself out there, you'll find. I'm trying to record something, so as soon as you stop, then I can finish my sentence. So if you just put yourself out there, you'll find that people are a lot more accepting of what you want to do and will actually support you and give you amazing feedback. So surveys are a great place to start. Another place where you can get some market research and figure out what is going to work for you is to do competitor analysis. So if you're interested in a certain type of industry, an industry that services the type of people who you want to impact or you want to help, doing competitor analysis is a great place to start. So what does that even mean? Well, we all have Google, we all have the internet. Get out there and search for the type of products that people in your industry are creating. How are they selling them? How do people react to them? Are they successful? Are they doing well? Are they not doing well? What's their sales strategy? And look at their business and sort of reverse engineer it and decide, is this something that I want to do too? With my resources and with my skill set and with the things that I enjoy doing, is this something that I think that I could start on and build and create a business plan for and eventually scale it up through making enough sales, or even get funding from an investor and scale it up that way and build it into a business. So looking at what your competition is doing is helpful in so many different ways. So you can do competitor analysis for the products that are being sold, what the clients of those people are saying about the product, if they're using the products or not. And also competitor analysis really comes in handy too once you start to sell and market your product. So once you decide to get on social media, if you're on Instagram or on Facebook, or once you start doing your ads, you can see what your competition is doing, see what branding they're using or what ads they're using that are successful for them, and then make sure that you're taking that inspiration and turning it into something that is unique to you, that you can use for yourself. You never want to go out there and copy what someone else is doing. You really do want to put your own unique spin on it, because when you're unique and you're doing something that nobody else is doing, then you stand out for something. People know you for something specific. And the last way, well, there's also a ton of ways you can do market research, but one of my favorite ways to do market research is actually running pre-sales. Doing a pre-sale is a great idea because then you can guarantee not only are people interested in your product, say that they like or they might use your product, but they've actually put down their cold hard cash. And once people put down their cold hard cash, that is proof that your product can sell. And once you know that your product can sell, then it's just a matter of getting it in front of more people who are interested in what you have. If there's one person that enjoys what you have, then you can find a ton of people, right? You just have to find people that are similar, that have similar interests, that buy similar products, that do similar things. So pre-sales is a great way to start, and there are many different ways that you can do pre-sales. I remember when I started my subscription service, I actually popped up the sales page before I was even really ready to sell my product. And the crazy thing was, I sold a subscription on my very first day, and I had a oh snap moment, because I was like, okay, well, there's somebody out there that is willing to pay for my membership service. This is crazy, so I really need to get my butt in gear and build it up and make it into something amazing. And the best way to get motivated to create something is to sell it, right? Because you know that there's somebody who's depending on you to create it, that they're willing to put your money, and that it can be successful. So you can sell through putting up a sales page, like how I did. And now make sure that if you do put up a sales page for your product, that you can deliver the product that you are planning on creating. So if it's a course, if it's a video series, if it's a product, maybe it's t-shirts, you should ensure that you can actually create that product, because you do not want people giving you your money and you not delivering on that promise. That is the worst thing you can do, and I would say please do not do it, because that will wreck your credibility for the rest of your life. And also with online businesses, online reviews, Yelp, and all those sorts of things, word spreads fast, so you do not want to be that person who overpromised and underdelivered. There are other services that you can use to pre-sell as well. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Kickstarter. Kickstarter is an online platform that you can use to put up a product that is not necessarily 100% created, but you have a prototype for, and then you can gauge if people are interested enough to put down their cold hard cash for it. There are other similar websites too, like Indiegogo. Actually, support Indiegogo because the founder of Indiegogo is amazing. She's a female entrepreneur and I just admire her so much. I saw her at a conference earlier this year. And she was also just saying how, in the real world, most companies are run by men and most funding for venture capitalists goes to men. But on Indiegogo, most of the people who are running businesses are women, and women are just as capable of kicking ass as men, but sometimes we just don't get the same exposure as we need. So support Indiegogo if you can. And another great one that you can use is GoFundMe. So GoFundMe is also a crowdsourcing platform, but you don't necessarily have to promise something in return for the donation that somebody gives to you to raise money for the product that you want to create. So a lot of people will go on there to raise money if they want to build an app, if they want to prototype a physical product, or if they want to, start a website or start a business that they don't necessarily have the funds up front, but they know that they can deliver on a product in the future. So having a pre-sale is a great way to do the market research. And then what you can do is sell the product and tell people, great, thank you so much for investing in my product. Thank you so much for investing in my vision and my belief. And this product is going to come out on this date, a month in advance, 2 months in advance. And that gives you some time to actually build the product up and create it and send it out to your amazing brand new customers. So always start with market research. The last thing I want you to do is spend all of your money and so much time creating this big, huge thing, and it's not quite in the right niche and it's not quite helping the right people, and you're not able to actually get customers on the thing that you've just worked so hard on. So the first type of passive income strategy for business I'm going to get into is using drop shipping. Now, drop shipping, this is very high level. So you guys are definitely going to want to do some research if this sort of business model appeals to you. Drop shipping is all encompassing. So essentially with drop shipping, you would create a product or have it designed. So we'll use a very simple example like a t-shirt. You would create the product of a t-shirt. So you would reach out to a supplier. Maybe it's a supplier overseas where it's less expensive to have things created. I always encourage you to look for a factory or look for a supplier who creates products that are sustainable. So what does that mean? They create products where they don't wreck the earth or wreck natural resources to create it. And also it's a sustainable business, so maybe they give back to their community. They make sure that the people working in the factories are well paid or well fed, and that they're not, abusing the people that work for them. This is so important, and customers want to purchase from somebody who cares about these things. They want to purchase from somebody who has a mission that they believe in and that actually wants to make the world a better place because of their product, not leave it in a worse place because the factories that they use destroy forestry, or they use child labor, or they just use bad practices in creating their products. So definitely look into who you can find as a good supplier for your product, have it designed. Now, t-shirts are one example, but you can use drop shipping for a plethora of products. You can create day planners if you're interested in organization. This is actually something that is very interesting to me because I love organization and setting goals and planners. So maybe you have somebody design a planner for you based on your idea for it, make it look beautiful, and then send you a sample for it. Maybe it's a new product that has never been created before that you design a prototype for and somebody can create it for you. Whatever it is, you get that product created and then you have it designed. Then, once it's done, you also want to make sure that that factory, that supplier, sends you a sample. Make sure that you're always receiving samples for your product before it is being bulk created. This is so important, because the last thing that I want to happen to you is that you get ripped off. You send somebody all this money to make a product for you and then they don't actually deliver on it, or it's lower quality than what you actually wanted. What I would also say if you're thinking of starting your own business is to be weary of starting anything in the food or beauty space without doing a lot of research, because there are lots of rules and regulations that appear once you get into the space. Something that is more tangible, like clothing or maybe an accessory, that's something that you won't have to deal with as many laws or regulations to have it go from a dream to a reality. So once you have it created, you want to have it stored in a fulfillment center. So now that you've gotten your sample, you know that your product is great, look into where you can have your product stored. So there are many fulfillment centers all over the world that essentially will house your product for you. And then when a customer makes a purchase, they fulfill that order for you. So what does that mean? They get your product, they put it in a box, they address it to wherever your customer is, they stamp it, they send it out for you. And that will save you so much time and energy, because you won't have to be creating and boxing up these products on your own. And also, it'll send you a ton of space, because who has a factory worth of space to put all of their inventory in, right? So have it stored in a fulfillment center. Amazon is a place that does this. So if you decide one day to sell your drop shipping product through Amazon, you can actually use Amazon Fulfillment Center, and they will store the product for you and they will ship it out as soon as a customer orders from you. And so essentially what happens is you want to set up the system so that your team is notified when an order is completed. Your team at the Fulfillment Center can actually take that product off the shelves, box it up, and send it out. So I thought it was really important to share with you, how do you actually get started? You're like, okay, I'm listening. This drop shipping thing sounds good. How do I actually make this happen? So step one, pick the product you're going to sell. Do your research, do your market research, figure out how you could get a customer that would be interested in this sort of product and how you're going to be able to sell and market it to them. Pick the product, research your supplier, source samples. This is so important. Please do not go into this without sourcing samples. Also look into the laws and regulations that you have to consider when starting up your business, any filing that you have to do for your business or registering your business. And also if there's any regulations surrounding the type of product that you're creating. You don't want to be creating a product that is illegal to ship to a certain country, or that has chemicals in it that react poorly with somebody's health. So definitely do your research on those sorts of things. Next, find your fulfillment center. So these are the people who are going to take care of your orders for you and shipping it out. And use systems. I love talking about systems and I love using systems. So using an e-commerce platform like Shopify is a great place to start, and they work great with lots of drop shipping companies. You can also use Amazon if you prefer. eBay is another option, and also WooCommerce. So if you have a WordPress blog, you can set up WooCommerce, which is essentially an e-commerce add-on that you can add on to your blog, which is what I actually use personally. I use WooCommerce. Another monetization tactic that you can use is selling a digital product, and this is my jam. I love selling digital products. So a little bit of background about Yes Supply. I started off selling physical products, as you guys know, I've already told you, and I just found it wasn't for me. And luckily, the physical product that I was selling, I could easily convert into a digital product, and it was just great to see the sales come through using my e-commerce platform and knowing that I was getting money in the bank based on a product that I had made months before and hadn't had to touch for months, and it was selling for months and months and months. And I had just started my business, so this was amazing for me. So there are an endless amount of digital products you can create, and always go back to your passion, always go back to the thing that you love to do, and create something that you're going to enjoy creating and that you're going to be proud to share, to sell, to market, and to, send your message out to the world. So what are some digital products that you can create? Well, you can create courses. This is something that is blowing up really, really quickly. You know, information products are just becoming such a huge thing because everybody is very hungry for knowledge. They want to know more, you know. It can be anything from starting a business to growing their social media to, you know, knitting a certain way, crocheting, cooking. Think about the thing that you're really passionate about, the mission that you want to share with the world, and chances are you can turn that into a course. Even if it's very unique, even if it's very niche, even if you think that nobody else is interested, there is somebody who is a few steps behind you that wishes that they had the knowledge that you have and would benefit from a course that you sell. So, selling an online course is a great place to start with your digital product. Like I said before, it's always a lot of work more at the beginning, but then once you've built that up and you have the systems in place, then you can make a lot of residual income down the road from something that you haven't had to touch for a while. Video tutorials. So this is in the same place, creating courses, creating video tutorials, and people can maybe log in or sign up for a course, or you can even do an email course. So people pay you a certain amount of money, and every week you just drip new content to them that is related to the video tutorial. You know, maybe you're really good at playing guitar, maybe you're really good at photography. Whatever it is, you can drip out this content and help people. Guides and ebooks. So maybe you don't like to be on camera and you don't have the patience that it takes to create a full course. What you can do is start with something small and just create a simple guide. You know, it could be a guide on how to grow your Instagram, how to paint a certain way, how to read books faster, and it can just be a simple guide, a few sheets. You can design it yourself or maybe even hire a designer to design it for you and just sell it on your website for $20 or $30. And if you have enough traffic coming to your website, you have enough people that are interested in what you have to say, you know, you've grown your online following and your email list, then you will be able to sell that item in bulk. Ebooks are amazing as well. You know, I follow some really great authors and really great writers, and I enjoy them so much. And a lot of them have made their career out of selling ebooks. So instead of having to worry about going to a publisher and having an editor, you know, change their work and take away their message, they just said, you know what? F this. I'm going to just publish myself. I'm going to self-publish. I'm going to throw my book up on Amazon, and I'm going to build my own brand so that I can, you know, create the vision that I have for my own life without having a middleman in the way. Because having a book published by publisher, of course, that's amazing, but the publisher is always going to take a cut from your work for the rest of your life. Whereas if you publish your own book and you sell it yourself, you get to keep the income and the success off of the work that you've put in. Another great digital product is selling a worksheet or a template. So one thing that I've done is I created a social media calendar and a content calendar to help people design their editorial content for the year. You can create worksheets on anything. Think of something that you're good at. Are you great at organization? Are you great at lists? Maybe if you know you're a travel blogger, you can sell a worksheet or a checklist of what people should always remember to pack next time they go on a trip. Right? You can sell that, and if people are really interested in your brand and what you have to say, believe me, you will find customers for it. So these are a number of digital products that you can sell. As long as you make them evergreen, it's something that you can create once and never have to worry about again until you want to, you know, upgrade it, make it a little bit better, or improve on it. So if you're wondering how to start with creating digital products, like I said before, make sure you've done your research, ensure that you have a buyer and that they're familiar with you and your brand and they're interested in your offering. You know, a lot of these items, they're very static. Once you've created them, they haven't moved. So you have to be good at creating a lot of excitement around your product and making sure that you're maintaining interest, not just when you launch it the first time, but even if somebody stumbles across your product 6 months later or a year later, you've created enough excitement through your sales and through your marketing and through the brand that you're creating and through how you're connecting with your potential customers that people are interested in your offering again and again and again. Once you know you have your buyer, you want to do the research and design the product. You want to make sure that you're offering an amazing product. I always try and give people more than what they're paying for. So, if I'm selling something for $10, I want them to receive it and say, whoa, this is worth $30. This is worth $50. Make sure that you're making an amazing product, and that's how you get a one-time customer to become a customer for life. So make sure you're putting all of your passion, you're doing your research, you're making sure that it will really stand out. And not only will you get a customer off that one sale, but you'll have people raving about your product all over the internet, telling their friends, telling their family, and that's how you continue to drive traffic to your site, to what you're doing. Next, you want to find a platform that allows you to sell digital. So there are a number of platforms, but like I said before, some great ones are eBay. You can use Amazon, you can use Shopify, which is an e-commerce platform, or if you have a blog and you don't want to use a separate e-commerce platform, you can use WooCommerce that integrates into your WordPress blog. One that I didn't mention on here that you can also use is Squarespace. So Squarespace allows you to create really easy blogs, and you can just connect and use their e-commerce platform and sell right from your website. Make sure you have a great value proposition. So make sure that you are really explaining the value that somebody is going to receive when they purchase your product. Make sure you're communicating your story. If you have any testimonials from people who have used your product, make sure you're showing those testimonials, those before and afters, and that's how you're going to really get somebody who's just looking, who's slightly interested, to actually be interested enough to purchase your product. And also, you need to be able to generate traffic to your offer. So there's numerous ways that I use to generate traffic to my online business. So I use social media, I do in-person events, I use my email list, I do a number of things, search engine optimization to send natural traffic from Google to my website. So there are a number of ways you can generate traffic to your offer, so you want to make sure that you are using those correctly and getting the right type of traffic to your online site. Advertisements. Now, this is something that I don't get too heavy in. I have worked with a few different brands and I have tried out ads here and there, but for me, this isn't my preferred business model, but that doesn't mean that it can't work for you. So if you have enough traffic to your website, you can also set up ads and generate income from these. So you might be wondering, why do I not prefer to use advertisements on my site? The reason that I don't use advertisements is because if you have an ad, if you have something in your sidebar, it doesn't always look the prettiest. It doesn't always go with your brand aesthetic and your blog aesthetic. And so that does take away from your customers' experience that they have when they're on your site, when they're on your online presence, when they're connecting to you. I don't know about you, but when I go to a site that's riddled with ads, sometimes I feel like it takes away from the experience, especially if the ads are not relevant to the type of thing I'm searching for. If I'm on maybe a nutrition website and an ad on the side is for a product that I might be interested in, or I know that it's something that the blogger that I'm reading about, she really likes or she uses it, okay, then I sort of get it. But if it's just a blanket ad about something that is not related at all, it's really hard for me to feel as connected. So that is why I tend to stay away from using ads. But if you have enough traffic on your website and you think that this is how you want to generate your passive income, go for it, for sure. So Google AdSense. So this is the most common way to use ads to generate income. So essentially you would set up a Google AdSense account and you would place their ads on your website. You can use banner ads or you can use the sidebar ads. And essentially if somebody clicks on one of those ads, then you will make money. You'll have money sent straight into your Google AdSense account. Now keep in mind that because blogging and websites are becoming so saturated, it's becoming harder and harder to make money from this sort of business model. So I do want to let you know about that before you get right into it. You can also use ad networks or affiliate marketing to make money. So what does this mean? Well, there are lots of ad networks that you can sign up for. And essentially, if you are talking about a product in your post, or if you want to set up a banner ad on your own, you would receive a very unique link that you can post on your site so that if somebody clicks on it and then they go and purchase a product, you would receive a commission from that. So it's great. It's almost like a referral fee. So if you were to talk about somebody's tea and you use a unique link, so maybe it's tea.com/myuniquelink, and somebody clicks on it and then they go and buy that tea, you would make a commission off of that purchase. And so do your research. There are lots of places where you can use affiliate links and ad networks to generate more money to your website. Affiliates as well. So maybe if there's somebody who is selling a course or they have a certain product, you can create a connection with them, a partnership with them, and every time you sell something that is of their product, you will be making money. And this is actually a great way to start making money without having to worry about creating your own product. If you don't necessarily feel like you're creative enough to create your own product, or you just don't have any ideas, or there's no product that you would be passionate enough to make, then leveraging other people's products, OPP, leveraging other people's products that you believe in and that you're happy to promote, can be a great way to start generating income from your online presence. Now, I do advise you to only promote products that you actually believe in. The last thing you want is a reader who trusts you and trusts what you have to say to buy a product that you've promoted, and then they get it and it's absolute garbage and it sucks, because that means that you've lost a reader and you've lost a future customer if you do decide to sell a product, and you've lost trust. And the last thing that you want to do is lose trust. So a big reason why I don't use ads is because essentially they're paying you to take traffic off of your site. And what you want to do when somebody's on your site is figure out a way that you can have them stay on your site for as long as possible so that Google knows that you are a site that's offering great content, and connect with them so that you can chat with them again, whether that's adding them to your email list, having them purchase one of your products, or even just following you on social media. You want to be able to keep up that conversation. And so by keeping people on your website, that is the best way to do it. So how do you start using ads as your passive income strategy? Well, create an online brand that's specific to a certain type of reader. So if you're a blogger, you could potentially pick your niche. So it could be a fashion blogger, it could be a makeup blogger. One of the top earning types of bloggers are actually mommy bloggers. So even if you're a busy mom, you can still make money on the side, partnering with brands to promote their products and making money either through upfront payment, they pay you a certain amount of money to take a picture of their product or to use their product and tell your following about it. Or you can use affiliate links so that every time somebody purchases through your link, you're making a commission off of that. So get to know your reader really well, because potential partnerships will want to gather this information from you. So as you're building your brand, make sure you know your demographic. Are they female? Are they male? Are they millennials? Are they teenagers? Are they a little bit older? Are they career driven? Are they more free-spirited? What are their interests? What are the other products that they use? How engaged are they? These are really important things to take note of, because when you're reaching out to brands and you want to form a partnership with them, giving them this information is going to let them know that you are the right type of person that they want to work with. Essentially, when you're reaching out to a brand, the main thing on their mind is, how can this person help me? How can I leverage this person, this blogger or this business owner? How can I leverage them to connect with the type of people that I want to connect with? So it's really important to give people who are your potential future partnerships, the brands that you want to work with, all of that information up front so they know what they're going to get out of working with you. Next, you want to focus on growing your reach, your following, your community, and getting traffic to your website. I see a lot of people who are saying, I want to be an influencer, I want to have lots of followers, da 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 da. But you need to make sure that you are actually adding value. And to be an influencer, you need to give influence, You need to have something unique to say, you need to be adding something valuable, you need to give people something to actually follow. Stay engaged with your following. So especially when you're starting off small, if somebody is taking the time out of your day to comment on your blog, to like your pictures, make sure you're staying engaged. You're thanking them for commenting. You're thanking them for taking the time out of their day to connect with you. And believe me, those people will become your first brand ambassadors. And definitely be proactive. Research brands that you can help with your reach and begin to connect with them. So I actually recently did a masterclass with an amazing blogger who has 16,000 followers, and she laid out exactly how she connects with brands, what she says to them, how she does her research, and she actually provided the Yes Supply Society with a really great template that they could use to reach out to brands and to reach out to PR companies to continue to receive free product and to make money off of brand partnerships and deals. So if you are interested, you can come sign up for the Yes Supply community. And if you go into the Yes Supply Insiders, you'll find those templates that she's created to help you reach out to a brand that you want to work with. And last but not least, the passive income strategy that I use is a membership site. So this is the option that I've used to grow my business. And I love this business model because you actually rely on a regular income amount. So instead of going out and having to look for clients that you work with once or sell a course that you sell once, when you have a membership site, you bring in customers that are with you again and again and again. And although it is a slower growth at the start, once you get to the part where you have consistent amount of customers coming in, then you don't have to worry about losing your income all at once. If you have a client-based business, you could lose your 4 or 5 clients and not have any money to work with. But with a membership site, you have more customers with a smaller dollar value that they're paying. So chances are you're not going to lose 500 customers overnight. So using a membership site is a great strategy. I also love it because you can scale it with your business. So I started my membership site very small at a lower price because it had less content in it. And what I was able to do is to continue to add great content and add value and continuously make new products for my customers, which increased the value of that. And then I was able to grow the amount that I was charging. And so the people who are with you from when you start, you can actually thank them by giving them this low price, and they can continue to grow with you. They can continue to grow with you and benefit from that low price even when your product is much more valuable. But as I said before, for creating a membership site, you do have to be willing to do the work up front, okay? It is going to be a lot of work up front, creating the content, creating the value, getting your systems all set up to work with your customers. So you have to be willing to put in that time. So how to start? Again, you want to build a following that connects to your purpose. You want to be able to connect with people that are interested in what you have to say and are going to be interested in the content that you provide to them. You really want to know, what do I want to offer the world? What can I share? Who can I help? And leverage your business off of that. Leverage of how you can make a change in someone else's life. Don't be afraid to start small and grow based on feedback. So as I told you, I sold my first membership on the first day that I put it up for sale, before I was actually legitimately ready to make a sale. I wanted to do some testing and I wanted to do some market research, but most importantly, I was just setting everything up and it was live. I did not really expect to see that first sale come through, but I was so happy that it did, and it kept me very, very motivated to continue. So don't be afraid to start small and grow based on the feedback from your current customers. So I would ask my first customers, what did you like about what I was doing? What did you not like? I would look at open rates for emails and see what are people responding to? What are they not responding to? What content are they looking at? What content are they ignoring? And by using the feedback that people are giving you one-on-one, but also from what you're observing, then you know how to continue to curate to make an amazing, amazing source of value for the people who are giving you their hard-earned money every month. So create systems that send people to your offer. So if I had to go out and one by one tell every single person about my business to get a sale, it would take me a long time and I would be a very tired girl. So essentially what you want to do is create systems, create that online presence that is driving people to a place where you can sell your product. And having the right systems is key so that you can continue to scale, and the more people that you send to your product, the more will eventually buy. And you don't have to be checking people in, manually setting them up, manually sending them emails every single time. Your systems that you've created have done that for you. And then always be improving. So I'm always looking for ways to make my membership site, Yes Supply Insiders, better for the people who have signed up. So I'm asking them questions. I'm asking them, what are you struggling with? What are your problems? What do you want to learn more about? And then I'm making sure that I add that in there to help the people that I'm serving in the best way that I can. So I want to encourage you, if you do start off with a membership site, to always look for ways to make it better and better and better. And believe me, you can. Continue to educate yourself. Continue to look for inspiration. Back away from distractions and get inside your own mind and think about what has brought me to this point, what has made me motivated, what has made me inspired, and use that fuel to inspire and motivate other people and help other people to reach their goals and reach their dreams. So the question that I want to ask you, now that you know a few great foundational places to start with your membership site, I need to ask you, are you willing to put the work in? And you need to ask yourself this because, like I said before, you have to be willing to work for it. You don't necessarily have to work super hard and grind if you work smart and you set up the right systems, but you do have to be willing to put in that time at the beginning. Now, the thing that helps is doing something that you're very passionate about, because then you love working on it and it doesn't necessarily feel like work. So what do you think? That was a lot of information, right? It was a ton. I kind of delved into a few different business models. And so now is the perfect opportunity to do your research and find out, what sort of lifestyle do I want to have? What sort of hours do I want to work? What sort of work do I actually want to put in? Do I want to design a product? Do I want to make t-shirts? Do I want to create something really new? Do I want to create a course? Do I want to create content? These are all really important questions to ask yourself so that you can make sure that you take the right next steps. This is really about creating the dream that you want. By creating a passive income business, you can create a lifestyle for yourself that doesn't depend on you sitting in front of a computer from 9 to 5, answering to a boss who isn't really that good at his job and is just trying to get you to do all the work. You don't have to be living in the country you're in now. You can travel, you can move around, you can build the business that you want off of the lifestyle that you want. So I encourage you to stop wasting time doing the wrong things. I see a lot of people who are just so caught up in doing the wrong things that are wasting their time and not making the most value out of the talents that they have. So I see a lot of people saying, oh, I want to have a lot of, followers on Instagram, and they just want to have followers for the sake of having followers. Or, they spend all of their time with negative people saying negative things and thinking negative thoughts. And you are capable of so much more. Your time is valuable. Your time is so valuable. And I don't want you to look back one day and say, oh, I wish I had spent my time doing something where I could create an impact in the world, where I could design the type of life that I wanted to create. And there's so much more you can do to tailor your own success. And so I do encourage you to check out Yes Supply Co. I have tons of masterclasses and courses with female entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in general who have created their Yes Supply life. They've asked for what they want, they've gone after it, and they've created a life that they love, and they are there sharing their tips, sharing their advice, and sharing the systems that they use to make it real. And they're having honest conversations. They're not glossing over everything. They're not saying, oh, I just fell into this job and it was so easy. They are sharing the ups and downs, because trust me, every business owner has ups and downs. If somebody tells you that they just fell into their job, they probably are not telling you the truth, or they had a huge inheritance and there was no way that they could lose. But for most of us, we do not have that luxury, and we need to work for things. And on a side note, just because somebody has a huge inheritance and they have a ton of money doesn't necessarily make them happy either. The people that are the happiest are actually the ones who have purpose, who are actually spreading their talents and creating value and making people happy. Those are the people that are happiest, the people who are giving the most. So I make sales when I sleep through using these systems, and I grow my list by using smart systems as well. So I do encourage you, when you are implementing these different types of foundations for your passive income business, that you ensure that you are using the right systems so that you can grow and scale your business without exhausting yourself or tiring yourself out. So if you're ready to accelerate your success, there's two ways. You can bootstrap and try and figure it out on your own with no support and no motivation. And I've tried it, and it sucks, because if you don't have support from the right people and you don't have motivation, that's when you get confused. That's when you start to backtrack. That's when you get shiny object syndrome and you see other people who are doing seemingly amazing things, and you start doing 100 different projects and not completing any of them. The problem is, when you start too many different things, you exhaust yourself and you don't actually see anything through to completion. So you end up confused and disorganized with different projects. You know, a blog that you started and wrote one blog post on and then you gave up on it, or a business plan that you started and you wrote a couple pages and you forgot about it, or that idea that you told your friends about and then you got distracted and just went out and partied and forgot about. And you see other people who are successful, and you see other people who are doing great things, and you wonder, why are they moving forward and I'm stuck here? And it's because they have figured out what they want to do, and they've surrounded themselves with a community of people with similar goals who will continue to lift them up but help them stay focused. They've surrounded themselves with people who have the skill set that they want, who know how to teach it to them, and who are willing to share their knowledge. And so this is why I created the Yes Supply Insiders. The Yes Supply Insiders is centered off of having the right mindset and motivation, along with giving you access to the mentors who can actually show you what they've done so that you can follow in their footsteps. So if you join the Yes Supply Insiders, you get access to so much. You get access to a supportive community, which is a private chat full of like-minded people like you who are ready to start on their dreams, go after their goals, and make their dreams a reality. They're ready to figure out exactly what they want and ask for it, because you do not get what you want unless you are brave enough to go out there and ask for it. You get access to expert videos and guides, so you start to see the growth that you want. So in a year, I've built my Instagram following up, and I'm sharing the guides that I used so that I was able to build my Instagram following and see a community who not only just likes my pictures and not only just comments, but they are engaged. They're interested in what I want to do, and they want to come along for the ride and come along for the mission. And I know that you're capable of doing the exact same thing. You are capable of creating an impact, and you are capable of creating a following of people who want to be right there along with you, alongside of you, going towards your goals and supporting you along the way. I also interview mentors and successful entrepreneurs who have done it, and they have sat down with me, and there are live webinars where the Yes Supply Insiders can get their questions answered on how to start your business, how to find your niche, how to start working with brands, how to get that perfect business idea, and so much more. And so you get access to the people who are sharing their tips, answer your questions, and it's like having a real live mentor in your home. I also have a lot of mindset practices and a lot of things that keep you positive, because a lot of people think that they need the skills, that they need a ton of schooling, that they need all of this education and training to be successful. No. So many entrepreneurs have done it without any sort of university. Even Alex, who started this Boss Babe community, she dropped out of school and she's been doing great, because it's not about all the skills and all the background and having a PhD and having that degree with the paper. You know what it is about? It's having the mindset. It's about believing that you can do it. It's about being motivated to do it, being able to have that focus of what you want to achieve, and most importantly, by going after it. And so I share the Yes Supply Insider's mindset. I have a whole guide on the way that you need to think and have the right mindset so that you can create the life that you want and start to really go after your dreams and go after your goals. Because believe me, sitting on your couch and even just consuming too much information or consuming too much Netflix or spending your time in the wrong places or spending your time with the wrong people, that's not going to get you anywhere. So there are classes and courses tailored on what you need to succeed. And as this grows, you get to actually put your hand up and say what you want and what you need to be successful. So in every masterclass, in our private chat, you're able to ask the sort of questions that you need the answers to so that you can build your business and get the growth that you want. So you don't have to be afraid, or you don't have to do hours of research on Google. You can ask me, and you can ask others in the community, and you can ask other successful entrepreneurs exactly what they've done to create their Yes Supply life, so that you can implement those same strategies and do it as well. So here are a few of the insiders who have joined since I've launched, and they are so happy with what they're receiving from the Yes Supply Insiders membership. So Jenny, she is an ambitious mommy blogger, and she has said that the Yes Supply Insiders is the best subscription that she's invested in for herself. That is amazing. And think about it, a year ago, I started my blog not even knowing where it was going to go. And now I've created a product that people are saying is the best thing that they've invested in for themselves. And you know what that means? If I started a year ago and I had no idea what I was doing and no guarantees that it was going to work out and not a plan of how I was going to get there, but I made it happen, you can do it too. And you can be surrounded by people like this in the community that are cheering you on, that are doing ambitious things, and that are really, really excited to make their Yes Supply life a reality. Tiffany, founder at the Aloha Mama, said, "Today I finally got a paid membership at Yes Supply Co. And if you haven't seen it yet, you should." She had a chance to go through the resources, to see the archived courses and masterclasses, and she was blown away by the amount of motivation, the courses, and the content that were in there to help her create her dreams. Emily, founder of Why Hello Beauty, which is a successful blog that has over 16,000 followers on Instagram, and she works with amazing beauty brands all of the time, said, "I've decided I've had enough of negativity and I want to empower myself while I empower others." So she signed up as well. She had been following the community forever, and she loved what I had to say, loved what I was doing, and she signed up, and now she's been a Yes Supply Insider for months, and she's actually launching her second business, which I'm so excited for her about, and I've been helping her promote and supporting her along the way, because that's what a strong community does. They support each other and they help each other. And I truly believe that if women stand together and we help each other, instead of looking at each other as competition, we can continue to raise each other up, and all of us can create the life that we want, as long as we are willing to roll up our sleeves and put the work in. So my question for you is, have you bought a latte today? Have you bought something that is a little bit frivolous that you don't necessarily need to have? Maybe you bought a shirt at Forever 21 that you're planning on wearing once for a night at the bar and throwing out. Maybe you bought a really expensive latte. Maybe you spent some money on something crazy that is just going to sit at the back of your closet and you're never going to use it again, or an expensive bath bomb. What I'm telling you is that there are so many ways that we spend our money, but then when it comes to investing in ourselves, for some reason, we never do. We don't buy that book that we need. We don't buy that subscription. And so what I'm telling you is that if you've spent your money on something that you don't need, I am encouraging you to invest in yourself and spend money on something that is really going to help you take your business, take your mindset, and take your motivation levels to the next level. In this community, you can meet your next business bestie. You can meet your next business partner, your next client. You could gain the mindset and confidence to overcome your fears. I talk about fear so much because people stop themselves before they've even started doing something because of their fear, because they're afraid of what people might think, or they're afraid of a negative outcome. But if you use the daily motivation that I send out to the Yes Supply Insiders, you will be able to shift your mindset, and instead of looking at the fear and looking at the negative possibilities, you'll see all the positive possibilities that are available to you. You'll see examples of people who have dreamt something and then made it happen. And so I want to help you surround yourself with people like that have made it happen, so that you are encouraged and positively inspired to make it happen too. You are a reflection of the people that you spend the most of your time with. And so if you're spending time around motivated individual, you can create the type of life that you want. In the Yes Supply Insiders, you can learn how to launch your own blog with the Blogging on a Budget course, which could eventually turn into your online business. And with the courses that I have on building your email list and building your social media, that can really happen. The price is going to raise soon, but right now you can get it for less than the price of a venti latte at Starbucks. And I promise you, you will not regret investing in yourself. I remember the first time I invested in myself, it was very scary, but if I didn't invest in myself at the beginning, I wouldn't have what I have today, which is worth more than the investment by a tenfold. And that's growing and growing and growing every single day. So I encourage you, invest in yourself. It's a very small investment, but the price will be raising soon. And so do this for yourself, because you will never look back and say, oh, I wish I never spent money investing on myself. Once you join the online Yes Supply community, you'll also get access to the online free business growth guide. It's only for the Yes Supply community. I share tips, tools, and techniques that I use to build my business. And when you sign up for Yes Supply, you'll get access to the guides and videos that help you grow your business, blog, and online presence. So there's not just the online business growth guide. I also have social media guides. Every single month at the beginning of the month, I put out prompts so you know what days are going to be trending on social media, what creative posts that you can plan on your blog and on your Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest to drive traffic from people who are searching for those hashtags, because hashtags can be a huge boost to the influence and to the engagement that you have. I have a comprehensive SEO guide. I have the Blogging on a Budget guide and course, and there is a ton more content that you'll see once you sign up. So guys, it's time for me to go. I'm off to chat with my insiders in our private community, but I hope you'll join me. So if you join the Yes Supply Insiders, you can chat one-on-one with me. You'll receive daily motivation, lessons on building your blog and your online presence, and access to masterclasses with entrepreneurs who are sharing their tips, and they always leave a bonus gift for the insiders. So if you're ready to join the insiders, sign up at yessupply.co/insiders. Thank you so much for joining me today. Send me an email. The email is hello@yessupply.co. And you can also join us in our free Facebook group, where there are a ton of ambitious gals chatting and sharing ideas and supporting each other. So yessupply.co/free Facebook group. And you can join us in there, where you can learn more information about the Yes Supply Insiders as well. So I hope that you enjoyed learning all about passive income strategies and how you can implement them based on your passions, based on your skills, and based on the things that you're good at to grow your business and grow the lifestyle and create the lifestyle that you want to make. And remember, ladies, only take yes for an answer. You will only get to hear the word yes if you go after what you want and you ask for it. So I encourage you to ask for what you want and don't let anybody tell you no.